Hi friends, and welcome to TMAT Academy. These are series 7. Now we are moving on to linear equation in one variable. Of course, we also have for two variables. So we are starting with the first one, linear equation in one variable. This is an equation which is expressed in the form of ax plus b equals to 0, where a and b are integers. Integers means a whole number that does not have a fraction. Whole numbers. It means numbers. Okay. So this a can be a number and b also is a number. Then it remains x. So this x is the variable. For example, we can write ax plus b equals to 0. This same equation here equals to 0. This can be written as, earlier we said that a is they are integers. So a can be 2, then the x is the variable. That will be 2x, then plus b can be any other number, let's say 5. Then it can be equals to 0. It can also be equals to 8 or 11, for example. So this is what we refer to as a linear equation. Okay, now it can also be expressed in this form. The coefficient of x here is 2. We can also have it to be alone. That is, the coefficient of x is 1. Then I can have it to be plus any other number which is equals to 2. This is also a linear equation. So I brought this up in order to explain the actual meaning of a linear equation in one variable. All right, we look at the following examples. We have solve the following equation. Number 1, we have x plus 3 equals to 5. This is x plus 3 equals to 5. We are looking for the variables, the letters, which is x. In primary school we give something like a box plus 3 equals to 5. Then you, as a pupil, back then you'll be looking for the number that you add with 3 to give you 5. That is what? That is 2. So the answer is 2. So the box, so when you get to secondary school, we don't use box. All right, we use variable, which is the letter. All right, the answer is actually 2. But how do you get that 2? There are a lot of ways of doing this, but I used to tell my students to use this method. Okay, so what do? This, we have two sides here. This is one side, this is left hand side, this other side is right hand side, and we use the equality sign to demarcate the sides, to demarcate the side rather. So what you need to do is that, since I'm looking for this letter x, okay, so this letter needs to stay alone on one side. Which side? Let me say here. So this x must stay alone on this side, and the numbers must stay on the other side. They cannot be together. Okay, so what do you need to do? Now this number is staying with this letter. All right, so what do? Send the number to the other side to meet the other number. That's what you have to do. Now, how do you do that? In doing this, we have some rules. That is, we collect the like terms. Okay, so how do you do that? The x must stay alone, then equals to, you start from the 5. Please don't start with 3, start from 5, because 5 is the first one here, meaning that is just like the landlord. And why this is the tenant? Is the tenant that is coming to meet the landlord. All right, so you don't start with 3, we start from 5. Then you observe that the sign of 3 here is positive. So while crossing this equality sign, the positive sign will change to the opposite. It will now become minus here. And if it is minus here, while crossing to the other side, this minus will change to plus. Okay, so but because here is positive plus, coming here now, it becomes minus 3. So what do you now have? X is equals to 5 minus 3. That's what? That is 2. So earlier we said that our box is 2. So you can also see that our x is 2. Number 2 is 2 minus y equals to 10. Okay, so the same thing, the letter must stay here, the number must also stay here. Okay, so that is, we collect the like terms. Okay, now this y There are some students that will just write y equals to 10 minus 2. That is very wrong, okay? It is wrong because the sign of y is not plus. It is negative. With this, please take note of the sign. You know, in series, that should be series 4, we discuss about the sign a number is carrying. So you can just go back to our previous series and learn the sign of a number, okay? So we have y to be minus here, not plus. You must write it with it. This minus is staying here because y is not moving. It's not going anywhere, okay? That's why the sign still remains as minus. All right, so it's equals to 10. You can see that the 10 is still positive, just like it is when it is here. It's still plus here, okay? So it is plus because 10 is not going anywhere. It's staying there. It is the one that is moving that we change the sign. Now, what sign is 2 here? It is plus. The plus is invincible. It's here. Okay, so why this plus is moving? Because it must go there. So the sign must change to negative. So this plus 2 here will now change to minus 2. So here I have, don't throw this minus away, please. Write it together. So minus y is equals to 10 minus 2. That's what? That is 8. But please, your variable, that is the letter that you are looking for, must not be in negative sign. You must not leave it there. So what do? You know, in some textbooks or some teachers will tell you that multiply through, that is, multiply the both sides by minus 1. That may look kind of confusing to some students. You don't need to do that. There's another way, an alternative. So what do? Since you know that this letter here must not be in negative sign, what do? So you just write it, just say, so therefore y is equals to, now transfer this sign to the number. That is it. All right, that's what? Minus 8. So that is the final answer. Okay, and if you want to check the other way, that is minus y, you know, multiply the both sides by minus 1. So minus 1 times, sorry, minus y times minus 1. Then on the other place too, 8 times minus 1. Okay, minus times minus here is plus. So y times 1 is y equals to 8 times minus 1 is minus 8. You can see that it's the same thing. So anyone you want, or anyhow you want it, you can just, you know, go to your answer. All right, number 3 says 2x plus 3 equals to 5. Okay, just like the other way we have been solving this, we are still going to do the same thing. Then what is that? Collect the like times. But here you must take note that this x is not alone, just like here. It has a coefficient of 2, so we have 2x. Okay, then plus 3. But the first thing is to send the number. Please, this number, you cannot send this one yet. You can't. It's only this one that is standing alone without any letter that will go there. So this 2 is not going anywhere because it is with x. That is 2x. So what do the first thing is you say collect like what? Times. Then after that, the 2x now will stay together equals to, you start, this is the landlord, like I said, 9 and not 3 first. It's the 3 that is moving. The sign of the 3 is positive, and I told us that when it is going to the other side, the sign must change to the opposite. So this is plus, going there become minus what? 3. So you continue, 2x equals to what? But 9 minus 3 is what? Is 6. But this is not the answer. Like I said, when you are looking for any variable or any letter, that letter must be single, must be alone. But now it is standing, this 2 is disturbing it. You know, if I should clean this 2 now, I have it to be x. Then I can say that is my final answer. But this 2 is disturbing it to be alone. So when you see a number with a variable, that number is disturbing this sign. So with this letter here. Then for you to free this letter to be alone, okay, you divide both sides by this number that is staying with that letter. The number is holding it to be alone. So the reason we are dividing both sides, perhaps you might be hearing about, or you might heard about, is actually common. Dividing both sides by this and that. You don't really know why we are doing that. The reason is to free this letter or any letter that you are talking about. Okay, so that means we divide both means 2, this side and this side, both sides by 2. If this place is 5x, you divide both sides by 5. Any number that is standing with that letter is what you use to divide the both side. Now, where are the side? This is one side, 2x over what? This side, since we have said divided by what? This side now by 2. Then this other side, 6 divided by what? By 2. So now 2 can cancel 2. That is the reason why you divide both sides. If this place is 5, that will be 5 over 5. 5 will cancel 5. It remains the letter. Now, because it is 2 over 2, 2 cancel 2. The x is now alone. That is your target. Your objective should be that the x standing alone. Now, you now complete this place. Now, 2 can go in 6. 2 here 1. 2 in 6 is what? Is 3. So now x is alone. Now, that is your objective. So x is equals to what is here? 3. So when x is alone, you stop there, meaning that that is your answer. Don't be afraid when you see this type of question. It's still the same thing with all the ones we have been doing here, okay? The sign of 4 here is minus. Why for 5s here is minus? This one too is minus. So what do? Do the same thing. Collect the like times, meaning that the numbers with all the letters will stand on one side and the numbers too will move to the other side, okay? So that the first thing is to say collect like terms. So now, some people will say 5x. No, please. The sign of 5 is minus. It must be written. If you want to become a mathematician, you must know how to dictate the sign. Know the sign first, okay? So it's equals to, yes, because it's standing the this 5x here. Sorry, minus 5x is this minus 5 is the only one that has the letter, so that's why we write it here alone, okay? Then is equals to minus 19 firsts. The sign will not change because it's the landlord. This is the one that will move, and when this one moves, the sign will change, okay? It is the number that want to move that changes sign, not the one that is there. No, so that's why please don't write. A lot of students have, they hate minus. I don't understand why students hate it. It's a sign. Just like you like the positive one, it can also be negative. You should like it too. So don't just throw. I've met a lot of students that they just write 19, throwing the minus away. How can you get? No, it shouldn't be like that, please. Okay, so the minus must be written, must be acknowledged. That's another word. Okay, so minus 19, this minus 4 is moving, crossing the equality sign, it becomes plus 4. Okay, so this one remains minus 5x is equals to, now minus 19 plus 4. We have done this in series 3. You can go back there and check all these things. Okay, so that's why we treat all those series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to really give you the foundation in mathematics, so that when we get to this kind of question now, you should know what to do. Not that you are thinking that what is minus 19 plus 4. Now, minus 19 is a debt, plus 4 is the money you have. So the law says that you pay what you are owing. So you pay out of 19 that you are owing, you pay 4. What I'm trying to say is that any negative sign, see it as a debt that you are owing. So you are owing 19, and plus is the one you have, and you pay it. So you are not through with the payment. That means you are owing. So you are owing, that is a minus 19 plus 4. That should be minus 15. The debt that is remaining is 15. So that's why it is in minus. Okay. So now that we have minus here, yes, you will still have to multiply through by minus 1, both sides. But I have an alternative to that, because if I tell some students multiply both sides by minus 1, they are confused. So when you have the minus here and minus here, the minus can cancel minus. Just do it like that. When you have minus here, cancel it. Now we have 5x equals to what? 15. It's just like the other one that I have 2x equals to 6. If you remember in number this place, yes. So we divide both sides by 2 because we need this letter to be free. The same way that's what you are going to do here. 5x equals to 15. The letter must be free. So what do? Divide both sides by the number that some people will say divide both sides by 15. No, please. Some people will say divide both sides by 6. No, you are dividing by the number that is the coefficient of x or any other variable. So you divide by the number that stay with that letter, that is making that letter not to be alone. Divide by that number. That number must leave. That's why you are dividing. So we say divide both sides by what now? 5. Okay, so we have 5x. This side divided by what? 5 equals to what? The other side is what? 15 divided by 5. So now 5 can cancel 5. X is free. That is your target. Then 5 can go in 15. 5 here 1, 5 here 3. So we have x is equals to 3. So the final answer again, let me write it here. That is x is equals to 3. So when you get x to be alone, you stop there. That is your final answer. Okay, the last one says 5x plus 3 equals to 2x plus 24. What do you observe here? You observe that the letters now are, I think we have 2, yes, this one and this one. There is one on this side, there is one on this side. So what do you do here? The law says that the letter must be on one side. So, and the law still says that once you are bringing a number or a value from the other side from the other side to the, probably from this side to this side or from here to this side, the sign will change. It's also applicable to the letter. Okay, so meaning that the ones that have x or that has the letter, you bring them to one place. What you are doing is that you are differentiating it. That is, you are collecting. Collecting means bringing. Okay, selecting and bring to one side. So that's the meaning. Collect the like times. Like means the same. So this x and x, they are the same. And numbers too, they are the same, just like families. Okay, so the first thing you say, just like the way you have been doing it, collect what? Like terms. So from here, this 5x will not change the sign because he's the landlord. Now the 2s on the other side will come and meet 5. And when he's coming, meaning that he's still crossing this equality sign. And the sign of 2 here is positive. Coming here becomes minus 2x. Please take note of the sign and the rules. Then you are through with this side is equals to, for the number now, this is the landlord, not this one. Is this one that is moving. This one is on this side, this is the boss. That is what? 24. Okay, and this 3 must go there and it's positive. Crossing this sign, going to the other side becomes minus what? 3. So 5x minus 2x, that's what? 3x equals to 24 minus 3, that is 21. So what do we do here? I'm looking for x. Nobody will tell you. When you see this type of equation or question, what do? Meaning that you are looking for the letter, that is x. Okay, so what do we do here? For x to be free, just like the other ones, divide both sides by 3, not 21. Please. So divide both sides by 3. So what is 3? 3x over 3 equals to the other side 21 over 3. 3 cancel 3. Okay, 3 can go in 21. 3 here 1. 3 in 21 is 7 times. So x equals to 7. That is our final answer.